Hey guys, Eric with Lazy Acres here. Hey, just a quick update on the well that we had on the property here. We bought this property next door to our property a couple years ago, and there's a well on it. We don't have a well on our property. We are on city water, but we really wanted a well for ag purposes and for kind of backup water. So anyway, there's a well on this property when we bought it, but it hasn't been used in years. So we had a company come in and go through it and basically repiped the well. The well, it was probably 20 or 30 years old. It had been done with galvanized pipe. So the galvanized pipe, the pump was still working, but it was not pumping water. For a while it pumped real slow, and then it completely stopped. So we assumed it probably had a hole in the galvanized pipe. So we had a company come out. They pulled all the pipe, put a brand new pump in it, put all new PVC sleeve in it, and it works great now. It's that was the problem, the galvanized. There was a hole in the galvanized. So the pump here, we're in South Texas. We're in Harwood, so we're hours south of Boston. Lots of good aquifers, but they're deep where we're at. So they're probably 600 foot deep to get to an aquifer. This is a well that's only about 300 foot deep, which is, for an ag purpose, is more than enough. I think our water table is probably only 30 to 50 feet. So it's a 300 foot well. We've got our pump is at about 150 feet, so it pumps out great water. The ground temperature here is 76 degrees, so the water coming out of the ground is kind of warm, 76 degrees, but it's a lot cooler than the temperature out here. We're going to be probably 95 degrees today. So anyway, we use it for watering all of our cows. We use it to keep a couple of our ponds full, a couple of our tanks for the animals. I'll show you that. We've got one tank that usually it would fill up when it rained, and then it would dry out within a month, depending on time of year. Now we keep it full. We're stocking it with fish, and we keep it full for the animals. So it's been great. I mean, we use it for watering. We actually piped it over next door to our property. We use it over there for watering, and for watering grass, for watering plants, stuff like that. We're gonna, at some point, we'll kind of use it for watering our garden, our orchard, everything. So it's really it was really worth it for us. It cost us about $3,500 to have the pipe pulled, re-sleeved with PVC, and a new pump. So I think it's a half horsepower pump, but it pumps great, way more than we need. Anyway, I'll show you what they did. We've got it behind cattle panel right now because I let the cows graze in here to keep the grass, and I don't want the cows getting around the pump. So you can see this is the old pressure tank, the old switch and everything right there. I haven't done anything with it yet. Basically, this is all new. I don't remember the gallons on this, but new pressure tank, new pump, all new plumbing. They basically plumbed us up to about there, and I redid all the plumbing so that I can add on to it later. It's all inch and a half, inch and a quarter PVC. I tied into a little bit of existing plumbing that goes over to one of our water tanks for the cows. So we've got two troughs, water troughs over there for the cows that are running off this all the time. I've also got coming off here, there's two pipes. This I think it's a 1-inch poly pipe. It goes next door to our it keeps a small duck pond that we built, keeps that full, and also we use that for watering over there. This other one that's teed off goes out to our tank over there that I'll take you over to. It's out in the pasture. You can't really see it from here, but I'll take you out there. So usually when I turn this onto this, I'll run both of them so that the pump doesn't keep coming on and off. If I run both of these to our property next door, that goes to the tank over there and to this tank, there's enough pressure that it doesn't keep stopping and refilling the pressure tank, because I don't want the pump coming on and off. So anyway, let's go check out the tanks. This thing keeps full. I'll kind of show you the pipe going out there, and we'll check it out. I mean, far enough away. So quick detail here. I was going to show you the pipe that we pulled out of there. We ended up going, I think it was 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches PVC all the way down. The pipe we replaced it. We pulled this pipe out. You can see just how badly rusted it is. At some of the joints on the ends, there was actually holes in it. You know, just corrosion over time. So I think it's more a matter of using cheap pipe than anything else, because we've got a neighbor that's had one in the ground for about 20 or 30 years. Good quality galvanized pipe, and it's still like new. So this pipe must have been cheap when they put it in. But there's a lot of minerals in the water too, so that could have corroded it. Maybe there was a leak for a long time or something. But anyway, that's why I replaced it with PVC. It's working great. Alright, so this is the first tank. This is the tank I was talking about that used to always dry up. Right now we've got the, we don't leave it on all the time, we only run it, probably, it depends, if we're getting a lot of rain, I don't have to run it at all. If we're not getting any rain, then I'll probably run it once or twice a week, overnight or something, just to kind of put water, keep water level in this pond. So now we're keeping this pond at this level, and we stock probably 300 or 400 fish in it. We put some catfish, some bass, some bluegill, perch, and some minnows. So you can see there's some fish. I've just started actually feeding the fish because I want to see how many are there. So I started yesterday feeding them. So I think in a week or two, we'll be able to actually show you a bunch of fish again. I did that in the pond next door. I started feeding a few weeks ago, and now I've got probably 200 perch will come up and just bubble the water as we feed. So we're stocking all our ponds. We get some fish anyway from upstream. We've always had bass and some catfish and perch, but now we're getting more because we're stocking. So when we get a big rain down on our other tank, there's an overflow, so we lose some fish. We get, sometimes 2 feet over that overflow, so some of the fish go down. But we keep restocking it for that reason. But I don't know that we need to, but we do anyway. Anyway, this is the tank that we're keeping full at this level. It's built kind of its own ecosystem. We don't have to feed fish, but I'm doing it now just so that I can see them. So we'll take you down to the other tank too and show you that one. I've got a pipe. The other one's about probably 1,000 feet at least away from the well. It's all downhill, but I've got another piece of that 1-inch poly running down to that tank. I put down there last year when it dried up, when the tank dried up. Actually probably 2 years ago, and tried to keep it full with the well, but that's before then the well stopped pumping. So it turns out I didn't even need to do that because I think that tank down there is that water table. So it went down about halfway, went down about 4 feet, but then it never went any further than that. And we had droughts the last 2 years. So I think we're at water table there, so that one's in good shape. This one's not, unfortunately. The other one is on a creek, so it only starts going down when the creek stops running, which is some years not at all. Some years it'll run year round. Other years it'll stop for 2-3 months in the winter when we have during our dry season. So this one though is not on a creek. The only way it gets water is off of this pasture, because this pasture all slopes down this way. You can kind of see the slope. It all comes off the pasture and it comes down to this berm. This was obviously done at some point this way, and runs down that berm right into the tank. So if we get a good rain, it fills up and overflows. Even a reasonable rain, it gets some water. So unfortunately, it does leak like all the tanks around here. So we have to keep it full with the well. But we don't have to put too much water to keep it full, and the fish, we're getting a good fish population now. So we'll keep stocking it for the next couple of years till we get a nice fish population in here, and we can do our own fishing out of here. We do that in the other tank anyway, but it's more for the cows, the water. So let's go check out that other tank. just show you this real quick. We built this 4 or 5 months ago.
Yep.
Right?
December.
December. We're in June now. It's right next to our chicken coop up here. We keep the chickens and the ducks in there, and the geese go in the greenhouse at night. And so now they got their little duck pond right next to it. So we keep this full. You can see the 1-inch poly pipe. This poly pipe runs all the way down to the other tank. And this other piece of poly pipe keeps this full. So we only run it every couple days when it gets low, right? Just to keep it up for a good level for the animals to swim in. When it overflows, we put in a culvert there. This little creek right here, it's just a wet weather creek. It overflows into that weather creek and runs down to the creek that runs into the other pond. That creek runs all the time. So this just feeds into a creek that runs down to our other tank, pond tank, whatever you want to call it. So this gives us a little nice place to hang out. Grass is kind of bad right now, but because it just started getting hot. But place for the ducks to hang out, place for Mom to hang out and do her afternoon reading and all that. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. If you like our videos or you want more videos, comments, any comments you have, we appreciate it. And hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll try to keep making videos. Right, Mom?
Yeah.
You got a bunch to do on your garden.
Yeah.
You need to get on that. Thanks, guys.